to start in-person learning October 14th contradicted a plan the state had already approved. It told the board it must open by this coming Monday. The Miami-Dade Teachers Union says it's appalled by the decision.
Paying up so felons in Florida can vote. A group started by NBA superstar LeBron James will donate $100,000 to the Florida Rights and Restoration Coalition's fund. Now, the association helps felons in Florida actually register to vote. The money will pay off their outstanding fees and fines associated with their felony convictions before they can cast their ballot. More than 1 million Floridians with prior convictions had their voting rights restored back in 2018.
Breaking news this morning, deputies' cars swarm a section of a popular road. What we know about why this was shut down.
You can no longer get fined for not wearing a mask in indoor places. Next at 6, how cities plan to enforce local mandates under the governor's new executive order.
And the driver who killed this beloved teen trying now to get off the hook. Next at 6, what he wants a judge to consider and how his victim's mother is ready to fight.
And grab that umbrella. Seeing some lingering rain this morning. Meteorologist Matt Devitt's in next, timing out if it's going to be in your neighborhood.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Customers have said they thought our trade-in offer here at Naples Nissan was too good to be true. So, before they drove their new Nissan home, we asked a few of them to share their story. Here's Tracy from Cape Coral.
My 2012 Camry had about 78,000 miles on it. I heard Naples Nissan was offering MSRP for your trade-in, but I was a little skeptical. After I called them and checked out their website, everything seemed legit, so I decided to go for it. The original MSRP for my car was just over 19 grand, and I thought, no way, that's how much I'm actually getting. So happy I was wrong, and now I get to drive home in my brand new Altima. It's the real deal, people. Totally worth the drive.
If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, come get the full base MSRP for it and drive home in a brand new Nissan today. Only at Naples Nissan. Full details at naplesnissan.com. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Has a little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing we can try again next weekend is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
Hey, I love it here in Southwest Florida. This is my second home, and I know why you live here. You've been able to accumulate enough wealth to retire here. But you know what? Many retirement portfolios are exposed to way too much risk. Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group can help. So give your portfolio the second set of eyes that it needs. Call Alfie at 561-1155. And don't forget, listen for his program, Saving the Investor, at Saturday mornings at 9 right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Your midweek commute is looking pretty busy in Lehigh already. There's a slowdown on Columbus heading north of State Road 82 towards Jaguar. But 82 is up to speed, so believe it or not, only about 4 minutes gets you from Sunshine to Gunnery Road. If you're in Fort Myers, a little slowdown on Forum Boulevard heading north towards MLK Boulevard, but I-75 is up to speed if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s, with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596 BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
The big media are afraid of David Horowitz's new book, Blitz. But Donald Trump Jr. says bypass them and get Blitz, now a runaway New York Times bestseller. Mike Huckabee, Mark Levin, and Rudy Giuliani all say you should get it. Blitz says Trump has a big surprise coming soon. Get Blitz at bookstores or check out the free offer for Blitz and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to blitz411.com, blitz411.com. Get Blitz today.
Attention SSI and other federal benefit recipients. If you did not file a tax return last year and have children under 17, you must act now to get the $500 economic impact payment per child this year. You must provide the IRS your child's information by September 30th. Go to irs.gov and use the non-filer tool by September 30th. That's irs.gov. This message produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Coming up in a few more minutes, we're going to give you more details on how you can be a part of our Pledge of Allegiance Fridays, I guess you can call it, our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. That is coming up on Friday, right after the show. We do it each and every Friday. And the reason why I tell you this early is because there are a lot of people that want to get in. And the individuals that are joining the Zoom meeting, growing each and every day, to the point where I just got a message yesterday that we've got something special lined up this week where we are going to have some first responders joining us. And we'll talk about that later on in the morning. It's kind of exciting to be able to bring that to you. And so all you need to do is text the letters USA to 239-479-5592, and we will send you the Zoom link so that you can join us this Friday, 9 a.m., right after the show. We'll wrap up the week in a nice bow with you and first responders and so many people, because we say the pledge the right way around here. And we honor the flag and those who have fought and died for that flag and for our liberty and our freedom. And boy, now more than ever, especially after the debate last night, I hope one of the things we take away from yesterday is, man, we've got quite the battle on our hands coming up in the next month or so leading up to this election. Now, did you think, wait a minute, you thought that last night for the debate, you thought that we were going to be talking just straight issues? You thought it was going to be the president talking about the issues and then Joe Biden talking about the issues and back and forth? Did you think this was going to be like high school politics? Did you think this was going to be some kind of what is it? Some kind of political science degree? This is how you do. You didn't really think all of that, did you? Of course it was going to be a brawl. There's a reason why it was going to be the way it was, in my opinion. And I think the facts are there for everyone to see, just by the way Chris Wallace conducted himself during the debate, some of the things that we'll get into, the fact that it was clear and apparent that Joe Biden was going to go right to all the lies, the falsehoods about this president, and we will play the audio of those falsehoods. We'll leave them out on display. If you give Joe Biden a few minutes to follow a script that either is in his ear or on the podium or in his mind, I'm not sure we know where it came from, because we weren't allowed to ask those questions. Just days before, we find out when the Biden campaign said, yeah, no problem, we're going to let you, if there's an earpiece, we'll let you check it all out. No, then we're not allowed to check it out. So there are all kinds of weirdness going on. But if you were allowing Joe Biden to follow a script, then you are going to allow, in the perfect poli-sci, or however you want to call it, this perfect high school, college debate class world that you would like to go back to, where you would have someone like Joe Biden just be able to spew lies about the president and have a debate moderator who probably wouldn't challenge, will challenge the president, shouldn't challenge either one of them, but by all accounts was challenging Donald Trump yesterday in some ways, and I'll get to that. But if you were going to let it play out that way, then you are going to give the American people probably the biggest audience that we would see leading into the election day. I think the first debate bigger than what would be the second debate, if there is a second debate. And I'll get to that in a second. That you are going to let somebody scripted lie about the president and just let it play out, so that the American people could hear what Joe Biden had to say and the lies that he would put out there and not challenge it. And so why give him the opportunity? Why do that? Unless, of course, you thought like some the people out there in the media who thought it was a show. Can't repeat the words. But the media reaction was predictable, right? Who was it? Dana Bash? Wasn't it... Dana Bash was asked about it for CNN, and she was like...
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
You use some high-minded language. I'm just going to say it like it is. That was a show.
You're CNN. It kind of was in a way. But I really want to know what you thought about it. This is all about you this morning. This is about you telling me as you watch the debate. I will play clips to have you decide whether or not you thought it was a show. 239-479-5592 to tell me your thoughts. What did you see? Did you see what I saw? And look, I agree that there was a battle going on there. And it was not pretty. I didn't think it was going to be pretty. How ugly was it? Donald Trump Jr. is joining us at 8 o'clock this morning. He'll let us know his thoughts on how ugly he thought it was. Ugly for Joe Biden. So Don Jr. coming up at 8:05. But I thought right out of the gate as I started to hear some of the issues from the get-go, that the president was not going to allow Joe Biden to sit there, set up, and kind of hit these softballs of lies out and not be challenged. Why allow that to happen? All right, so let's get to some of if you're wondering how crazy it was.
Vote now.
You're going to pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because
would you answer that
because
question?
the question
you want to put
is
a lot
the
of new
question
Supreme Court
is
justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
You shut up. I don't know. Did Joe Biden seem angrier to you than Donald Trump? I don't know. You tell me. 239-479-5592.
Keep yapping, man.
All right. So some of the finer points of the debate last night, and here's one that I thought was interesting. A back and forth during the debate.
He panicked or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people died.
Now, let me stop right there. This was about COVID and the response of the president. Now, what have I been telling you since the beginning? That you were going to allow Joe Biden to just say a lot of people died during COVID as if to say it was the president's fault. If the president doesn't challenge Joe Biden, this is what you would have had all night. You would have had 2 minutes of Joe Biden slamming the president, lying about the president, all these things that he would be unable to challenge because you do want to talk about your accomplishments and then just set it up so that the left and everyone in this country could look at Joe Biden and hear all the lies and go, yep, he's right. But he's not. All right, so he says, let this go again. Go ahead.
He panicked or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people died. And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
Mr. President? Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years you've done nothing.
Let's have this debate.
And if you would have had, let me just tell you something, Joe. If you would have had the charge of what I was put through, I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again. And we're going to get to the economy in the next segment. Sir.
Okay. To me, that was quintessential Trump, but it was also very smart. Why? Because Joe Biden basically making the charge that all these people died due to Donald Trump from COVID. Like this generality that people are going to go, see, it was Donald Trump's fault that all these, like, how do you make that leap? How do you do that? Shouldn't we have come together right at the get-go with COVID? And instead it becomes politicized. What is wrong with you people? And the president of the United States saying, wait, you're going to call me dumb? You're going to say that I'm not smart? And then people have the chance to Google and find out for themselves, unless the Google machine is shutting things down, tech tyranny and all that, which happens. Go find out about what Joe Biden said, forgetting or lying about his college credentials. It's all out there. It's on the interwebs. You can see it. It exists. And then you have the president coming back and saying, listen, if you had all these years in Congress and you had all this time, and if you were in charge, and it would have been a disaster. Right?
The charge of what I was put through. I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country.
Think about that. This president had to close the greatest economy in the history of the country. Those numbers are facts, by the way, and that's not debatable. Do you think that, well, here, and we're going to get to your calls. I see everybody calling 239-479-5592 right now. But before I move on, I want to say this because there's so much audio to get to. Joe Biden would not have had the opportunity to shut down the greatest economy in the history of the country due to COVID because Joe Biden wouldn't have had the greatest economy in the history of this country to shut down. So it might have been a little easier. All right, Stevens in Cape Coral wanted to weigh in on the debates. What'd you think, Steven?
I think it went all right for Donald. However, I do believe there was a lot of back and forth. I believe his base is going to stick with him, but I think now it's kind of easy for Joe to back out of any other debates, just saying it's counterproductive or whatnot, which it kind of was if you look at there's a lot of squabble back and forth.
Yeah.
I think he might have a out and out just to say, you know where we stand, you see how it went. And then he won't have to show up, which, I mean, we really need him to debate 2 more times to put him in front of everybody. So
well, Stephen,
hopefully
you make an excellent point, and I'll take it a step further for you. You ready for this? Thanks to our friends at Grabian and Tom Elliott, here's a supercut of the media last night, and listen to what they're urging Biden to do. Listen, Stephen.
So, very simple question. After what went down this evening, do you think Joe Biden should participate in a second or third debate?
Should the next 2 debates go on as scheduled?
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if this is the last presidential debate.
Should there be other debates?
Are we really going to repeat this? Are we going to have another 2 of these?
I think see, Stephen, brilliant. You are right on target. And even the media is saying that. Do we really want to go through this again? No, they don't want to go through this again. And they're going to now use that as the excuse to not have to do another debate and have to see Joe Biden in the condition that he was in. Josie's in Fort Myers. Before we go to break, Josie, what did you think?
Man, I think that I agree with you. They didn't let Trump talk a lot. They cut him off, and Biden was angry. He did get Biden pretty riled up. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, he was kind of riled up last night, right?
Keep yapping, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the first debate I've really paid attention to. I'm only 26, but I definitely agree that, I don't know.
So let me ask you this, Josie, before we go to break. Are you have you always been a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir. Day one.
Were you are you Republican? Are you somebody who supports the GOP in the past?
I don't know about all that, but I've been Republican.
Okay. So before, I mean, you had a couple of years being involved, like Barack Obama. Your impressions of Barack Obama? Did you think he was a good president? Did you not really think about politics at that time? Did you just jump in when Donald Trump became president?
I mean, I paid attention to him, Barack Obama, but no, I didn't think he was that great of a president.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Josie, I appreciate the call, and yes, I know Josie's young, but. You know, if you think 4 years ago and he's in his early 20s and look, you're between your formative years of 18 to 20, 22, 23, 24, you're looking at politics maybe for the first time and Barack Obama is your president at that moment and how maybe the culture shaped your ideas and values. So maybe we could talk about that coming up as well. All right, Joe in Naples, Ken in Cape Coral. We're going to get to your calls. David in Lehigh, yours as well. 239-479-5592. Your thoughts on the debate last night. More audio coming up. And how it got to be even uglier than you could imagine. And some ugly moments for Joe Biden. How do you say you're for the Green New Deal and then say you're against the Green New Deal? All in the same sentence. Oh, I'm not kidding. It happened. Audio coming up. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Wednesday morning. Your midweek commute is looking pretty busy in Lehigh already. There's a slowdown on Columbus heading north of State Road 82 towards Jaguar, but 82 is up to speed. So believe it or not, only about 4 minutes gets you from Sunshine to Gunnery Road. If you're in Fort Myers, a little slowdown on Forum Boulevard heading north towards MLK Boulevard, but I-75 is up to speed if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella handy just in case. A solid chance for scattered rain and storms with a high temperature with clouds and sun at 88 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The airline industry says it needs help and fast. About 40,000 airline workers face layoffs tomorrow, unless Congress comes up with another aid package. Disney says the pandemic's crushed the theme park business, so it's laying off 28,000 workers, most of them part-time. A report shows retail store closings in the U.S. reached a record in the first half of this year. The professional services firm BDO USA also says 2020 is on pace for record bankruptcies and liquidations. Nordstrom becomes the first major U.S. retailer to say it will ban fur and exotic skins from its stores. And stocks slipped ahead of the first Trump-Biden debate. The Dow lost 131 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Customers, students, and staff expect a new level of clean. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. Cintas performs surface sanitizer and disinfectant spray services to common touchpoints, installs and refills touchless hand sanitizer dispensers, and provides commercial laundry services to help minimize employee exposure. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
Retirement questions? You can bet Bob Grace probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday at noon for Retire with Grace. It's your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to help maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Join us, Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
I mean, the Green New Deal and the idea of what your environmental changes will do.
The Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. We're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
So do you
We're going to
support
build
the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
Do you support?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
You don't? Oh, well, that's a big statement.
I support
that means you
the
just
block.
lost the radical left.
It's like the Green New Deal is going to pay for itself. So you support the Green New Deal? I don't support the Green New Deal. That's what it was last night. Do you see? Oh, man. Joe's in Naples. Joe, did you see that yourself?
I did. I thought there were 2 points. 2 points that Trump missed on. Number one, Biden called him a racist, and Biden's own vice president called him a racist during the debates. So,
you're talking about Kamala Harris. Yeah, she did the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could have brought that up just so you could have brought up busing and whatever else, to make that point. And then the second one was his taxes. Yeah. The taxes. I mean, doesn't every American and every single person in this country, do they not try to maximize the amount of deductions that they can take? Do they? And he just has them on a larger scale than me.
Yeah, as far as the taxes are concerned. It's a great point. And thanks for the call, Joe. To Joe's point on taxes, nothing in the New York Times article said illegal, right? Sorry if you don't like the tax code. Let's start talking about the fair tax. Come on. There's other places to go when it comes to our tax system if you don't like it. And then the first part of that, talking about the racist issue, you might think that the president missed on striking back and talking about him, calling him a racist, but boy, there was a lot of things coming at him and a lot of things going on in the moment. Hindsight 2020. Boy, he could have done more, right?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. I come from a long line of builders. In fact, I can still remember my first day on the job, working for my dad. I thought because I was the boss's son that I would start out in a construction trailer, looking over plans all day. Well, to my surprise, he handed me a shovel and he said, start digging. And that's exactly what I did. He made me learn every aspect of the building process by doing it. So if that's the kind of builder that you're looking for, look no further than Big Island Builders. BigIslandBuilders.com. Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. We live in a day and age where it seems like no one wants to take responsibility for their actions, especially in the construction industry. If an issue comes up in the building process, it always seems to be someone else's fault. Well, you won't hear that from us. We build a top-quality custom home, and we do it for a fair price. 239-262-6867.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
This is 92.5 Fox
Would you rather
News.
make your own way or spend your life saying, what if? Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps. To find out more, call 1-800-424-8580 or go to peacecorps.gov.
Now, This is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Your midweek commute is looking pretty busy in Lehigh already. There's a slowdown on Columbus heading north of State Road 82 towards Jaguar. But 82 is up to speed, so believe it or not, only about 4 minutes gets you from Sunshine to Gunnery Road. If you're in Fort Myers, a little slowdown on Forum Boulevard heading north towards MLK Boulevard, but I-75 is up to speed if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s, with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. You hear AC technicians with all kinds of fancy titles in advertising like Comfort Specialist, Energy Maintenance Technician, Comfort Advisors, blah, blah, blah. So what's that all mean? It's simply a catchphrase for salesman who isn't an air conditioning mechanic. Real mechanics have real NATE certifications. And if your company doesn't employ NATE certified mechanics, you're getting a sales tech at your house for service. A NATE certified mechanic has been to real air conditioning school and is tested for competency. So you know that your mechanic actually knows how to fix your air conditioner and not just sell you stuff. It's easy to spot the difference. Just ask for their NATE ID. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and have I told you about Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting? I know I have because, well, number one, I've used them on multiple occasions. I've had a few moves lately, and each and every time had them at my home. They're fantastic. I love the staff. They are the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars. But here's another thing to consider. What about a kitchen, a bath, an entire home that you want remodeled? They have teams and resources ready right now to walk you through the process so they can turn your dreams into reality. I should know because they did exactly that for me and my wife. I could not be happier. The communication, the friendliness of the staff, the fact that they've been around since 2001, and the difference that they can make, whether it is something like painting a bathroom and especially kitchen and bath remodels. So call them today, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, 239-431-2781, and find out what they can do for you and the incredible work that they do for yourself. 239 439-431-2781 for Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting.
Hey, I love it here in Southwest Florida. This is my second home, and I know why you live here. You've been able to accumulate enough wealth to retire here, but you know what? Many retirement portfolios are exposed to way too much risk. Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group can help. So give your portfolio the second set of eyes that it needs. Call Alfie at 561-1155. And don't forget, listen for his program, Saving the Investor, at Saturday mornings at 9 right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice. Just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand bar for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
We now present the presidential debate, interpreted and performed by an elephant and a donkey. This has been the presidential debate, as interpreted and performed by an elephant and a donkey.
Why? What did Jake? Why? What?
It's necessary.
No, it's not necessary. That was not necessary. Although, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Love to get your thoughts on the debate last night. Before we move on to things, programming notes, wanted to let you know about. We've got 650 coming up. That means Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Have some fun with that. And we're also going to have a great time on Friday right after the show as we do the Zoom Pledge of Allegiance we've been doing together. We've got some first responders that are going to be joining us, some surprises. It's going to be great. The audience has been growing to do the pledge with us right after the program at 9 a.m. If you would like to join us on Zoom, it's simple. Just text the letters USA right now to 239-479-5592. Text those letters. We'll send you the link that will get you right to our Zoom meeting on Friday right after the program. That is the Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. So we're looking forward to that. All right. Before I get to more audio, I got a ton of calls. Your thoughts on the debate from last night? It was a little crazy. It was a little wild. And all right, well, let's see what you think. All right. We got Ken at Cape Coral. Ken wanted to talk about Chris Wallace. Your impressions of Chris Wallace, first and foremost. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Love your show.
Thank you, sir.
And, well, I wasn't surprised by Chris because I heard on a talk show, a guy called up and he said, you're going to see Chris Wallace just knock the president and cut him off. And he was all of that. He's a closet Dem. He was biased. He was rude to Trump. Whenever Biden would say something, he didn't cut him off, but he kept cutting the president off.
Yeah.
And, it didn't surprise me. But, one day I hope we can get an honest moderator, somebody who's fair and balanced like Fox, But
yeah, it was tough. There were a lot of people, and thank you for the call, Ken and Cape Coral. I appreciate you. 239-479-5592. There were a lot of people that were commenting on Chris Wallace. A couple of times when Joe Biden was laughing at something that the president would say, that Chris Wallace was laughing and shaking his head along with Joe Biden. Not a good visual if you're supposed to be impartial as a moderator. He did interrupt the president a lot. The exchange that was going on about Hunter Biden and the money that was taken from China and all his business dealings and the 3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow. Look, all of this is on the record. It's out there and it exists. And if the president doesn't bring it up during this debate, it's not going to be in front of the American people because the mainstream media that is taking half the country on a ride will not talk about it. You understand that, right? I mean, there's...
Out of curiosity, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave your son $3.5 million. What did he do to deserve it? What did he do with Burisma to deserve $183,000?
None of that is true. Let him answer. None of that is true.
Oh, really?
Totally,
he didn't get $3.5 million?
Mr. President,
it's
Mr. President, please. Totally discredited. Totally discredited. And by the way...
Well, wait, he didn't get $3.5 million, Joe?
Now, let me just stop there because later on in the discussion... And this is what I wish you could see as I was watching the debate, because it was being set up before you and you can see where this was going. And good for the president for interrupting. Now, you may say, no, that's not good. What do you mean? Now, in this part of the debate, Joe Biden is trying to set up that the president's family is the one that's corrupt. And then he pivoted to Beau Biden, not Hunter Biden, but to Beau Biden, to try to pivot off of the Hunter Biden issue and go to his son, Beau, who is very ill and passed away, and that emotional moment to appeal to the American people about Beau, but ignoring Hunter. What I'm trying to explain to you is that if you leave the Democrats to their devices, if the president just sits back as Democrats wanted and sits back and says, say whatever you want, Joe Biden, take the time, and then Chris Wallace, the moderator, will switch to a different topic without the president being able to question Joe Biden, he will change the topic. He will change the subject. And the president did not allow him to do that. That's the one thing that I think people were upset about, or maybe didn't recognize that I was looking at. Maybe you did. I don't know. Mike's in Cincinnati. He wanted to weigh in on this. Mike, what were your thoughts last night?
Yeah, 2 words, train wreck.
Yeah, it's better than the 2 words that Dana Bash from CNN used.
Like when they collide, put it that way.
Yeah.
I was just kind of about to say somewhere around a little bit of the same thing. Number one over here, he kind of let that Green New Deal thing out of the bag a little bit, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did.
He tried to pivot quick on that sucker.
Yes, he did.
I did not like the way Chris Wallace tried to moderate it. I use that word try very loosely. He tried to give each side 2 uninterrupted minutes and then move on instead of letting him go at it. That's not a debate. That's a TV interview.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate. I sure do. And Mike, I appreciate the call in Cincinnati. Let's see. Mel may have a different view on this in Fort Myers. Mel feels like, as far as debates were concerned, this was not a high point, was it, Mel? Is Mel there? Did we lose Mel? Oh, no. All right, Mel, give us a call back. We'll talk about that coming up. Cosmo is in Canada. Cosmo.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That was a train wreck, yes. But what did you expect the president to do when he's been hammered for 3.5 years, constantly being hammered?
Yeah.
He did the right thing and exposed those demo rats for what they really, really are.
It's very hard, Cosmo, for this president to be able to get a message out at all. That has been right, because you've got a mainstream media that will not allow it to happen. You've got a left in this country that will not talk about Hunter Biden, will not talk about some of the bigger headlines, some of the things that we're going to touch on this morning. Russia believed that Hillary Clinton was planning an anti-Trump collusion campaign in 2016, and U.S. officials knew it. That was the breaking news from yesterday. We come to find out after there were declassified FBI paperwork that was brought to light yesterday. And we don't get to hear that. And the president doesn't get to bring that up at all. And how is anyone going to know, even when it comes to Hunter Biden's issues, unless he goes after it during a moment like the debate, Cosmo, where he has enough people watching?
Yeah, he's still under siege of a coup. This is still not over yet. This is not over. This guy can't do anything right. He can bring Jesus Christ from heaven, and they'll still knock him into the ground.
Cosmo,
this guy can do that's right.
Well, I appreciate your call from Canada. Call anytime you would like. Mel is back now. All right, Mel. So give us a little bit of your thoughts. Go ahead, Mel. I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Thanks for taking my call, man. I just think it was a low point in America where, Joe Biden wants to bring respectability to the office of presidency, but he's telling the president of the United States to shut up. So I just think that was a low point. But at the same token, I think we as conservatives, we as people who did vote for Donald Trump and intend to vote for Donald Trump in 2020, sometimes we have to gasp and say, this guy just keeps talking, he keeps overdoing it. And I get what you're saying, that he has to do these things sometimes because moderators like a Chris Wallace won't bring up these facts. But Donald Trump missed a lot of key points when they talked about denouncing the violence in the streets. Mm-hmm. He could have asked Joe Biden at that time, do you denounce Antifa? But he didn't do that because he was too busy rambling instead of saying, okay, let me make my point. And that's not me to overly criticize Donald Trump, because Joe Biden is why Donald Trump got elected. And it's people like Joe Biden who want to fake at these debates. Donald Trump has a way of bringing out the realness in these politicians.
Yeah.
So I feel like Donald Trump is at a point right now. You've been president for 4 years. You represent people. Our children are watching this debate. And I want to be able to tell my sons that's our president making a case, instead of these guys looking like two old guys arguing over the green bag at Publix for grapes.
Have you noticed there are issues at Publix with grapes and people? I never noticed that they fight at Publix, over the grapes.
Oh, the best senior fights are at Publix.
The best senior fights are at Publix. Well, that and a valuable lesson for you all out there, kids. Two things. Number one, good message. Valuable lesson. Number one, don't stick your hand in the grapes and taste them. You take them home. Just buy them and take them home. And the second thing is, don't do drugs. But the other thing is, Mel, here's what I wanted to.
You got a point about the drugs too.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, but here's the thing. Let me get this point across, and I know you see it and you understand it. The problem that we have right now is what I tried to articulate earlier, is that every time Joe Biden had an opportunity, uninterrupted, to speak about whatever the issue was that Chris Wallace brought up, he pivoted to talking points that were lies, that were things that he was going to say that were not true, whether it was pivoting off of Hunter and going to Beau Biden, which nobody brought up, who is not the topic or subject of anything at all, to pivot on that, to get to tug at the country's heartstrings, as opposed to talk about the corruption that he and his family are a part of that is documented, that being one of the issues. Another issue was when he was talking about the issue of healthcare and talking about COVID and trying to make it sound as if the president was allowing people to die and he didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I have audio clips that I'm getting ready to play where the former vice president, making some really salacious accusations against the president. This pivot that if you give politicians that moment to speak that way, that's what they'll do, because that's all they have. They won't talk about the issues. All they'll do is do the political attacks that we've seen for decade after decade after decade. And good for the president, in my eyes, for at least trying to call out what the media will not do and say, what about this money from Hunter Biden? What about these issues of Antifa? And by the way, Mel, let me play that clip of audio where Joe Biden did say something about Antifa. I know you didn't miss this, but here, listen to this. Because Chris Wallace quickly went to the president and wanted him to denounce, the right-wing white supremacist extremists, which here we go again with that, instead of focusing on the ones that are starting the rioting on the streets, Antifa and the like. And here goes the president, and he says,
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what, somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not malicious. That's what his FBI director said.
Well, then you know what?
Then you know what? He's wrong. If Antifa, because there's Joe Biden saying Antifa's, there's nothing to see here. Move along. And then he says, well, your own FBI director says that. Well, then he's wrong. And guess what? The president's allowed to say that, Mel. He's allowed to say that the FBI director's wrong.
You're 100%. I just think that it was so much jumbled interjection between the two that he couldn't let Biden basically hang himself and then say, Joe, Antifa is this, this, and this.
Yeah.
We know this because, one, he could have hit Joe Biden with the fact that Joe Biden was bailing these guys out of jail.
Yep.
When they did all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then, and he also could have hit the fact where, these are riots, and he's asking needs to ask Joe Biden, do you condemn the riot? So I just think because Donald Trump was so quick to try to respond and get all that stuff in, it became jumbled. And then he could have looked at Chris Wallace and said, Chris Wallace, you need to ask this man directly about Antifa if he denounces it. I wasn't.
Well, wait. So hold on the line there, Mel, because we've got. I'm looking at the clock. It's time right now. Thanks for reminding me, Jake. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. We've got to do that right now. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. In all of this passion, and in all of the craziness, and in all of the things that are going on with the debate, we still have to have a little bit of fun. So let's do that right now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. Let's see if you earn a PhD and call us now. Caller number 3. Let's try to and then have a little bit of fun on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News with your calls next. All right, here's Sabrina Katz with traffic.
A crash in Lehigh Acres at Sunnyland and Lee Boulevard is slowing traffic westbound on Lee for about 2 miles. So if you're near Homestead, there's a great way to navigate around this. Take Beth Stacy southbound and then take 23rd. That's going to be a fast way to get to Sunshine Boulevard. Also delays building southbound on Gunnery Road for about 1 mile heading towards 23rd. And, of course, 82 is starting to get pretty busy heading west towards Gunnery as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella handy just in case. A solid chance for scattered rain and storms with a high temperature with clouds and sun at 88 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. Another rant from an American college professor has come to light. This one comes from Dr. Nathan June, who teaches philosophy at Midwestern State University of Wichita Falls, Texas. Last weekend, Dr. June posted on Facebook, "I want the entire world to burn until the last cop is strangled with the intestines of the last capitalist, who is strangled in turn with the intestines of the last politician." Now, on top of this guy's obsession with intestines, you can assume that his hatred of law enforcement and capitalism fits right in with so many others who are teaching America's young people. The university defended their professor. They said that when their faculty members express themselves as private citizens, they are entitled to First Amendment protections, even if their opinions are offensive and shocking. Professor June isn't going to face any institutional censorship or discipline. But here's the thing. Midwestern State University is a public university, so Texas taxpayers have a right to express their uncensored opinion on who they underwrite in the classroom. And you parents paying to send your kids to MSU, you also have a right to express yourselves. Now, if you don't want your kids exposed to this uncensored hatred of law enforcement and American capitalism, you have every reason to impose some societal discipline of your own and just quit supporting this. And tell Dr. June it's time for his July. He's out of there. Finding the right person for the open position within your company, it's no easy feat. You can post a job, you can see hundreds of incoming resumes and inquiries, but finding the right person, that's what you're really looking for. ZipRecruiter helps you find that right person. ZipRecruiter does not depend on candidates finding you, it finds them for you. Their online technology identifies people with the right experience for your job and actively invites them to apply. It's how the owner of a construction company, Monica Starks of GS Group, makes the perfect hire for pivotal positions. Through ZipRecruiter, Monica's company has hired the right project managers, field scientists, and accountants. She's not the only employer who loves ZipRecruiter's technology and success. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. Try ZipRecruiter now for free and see for yourself. ZipRecruiter.com/rush. Very simple, ZipRecruiter.com/rush.
Join the 2020 election conversation.
The presidency of Obama, I didn't think it could get any worse than Clinton, but now I'm really worried about this coming election.
92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. Love my Core-Tech, love my flooring, love my carpets. I love everything about Floor Meisters, to be quite honest. And as a matter of fact, doing it for a long time. Not just that, you and Miss Sugar, Dave.
Miss Sugar and I are going to be married 50 years on September 6th. Isn't that amazing?
Tell us more about some of what you have when it comes to carpet, Dave.
We got about 100 rolls of carpet in stock, starting at $1.99 a square foot installed carpet pad labor. As of normal, we have WPC, which is the Core-Tech and its competitors, and we have area rug for people to look at, and we do ceramic tile and wood also. I don't know how they can make it so cheap, but they do.
The quality is fantastic, and you are going to love the selection at Floor Meisters. 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to, let's see. This is Dan. Dan's in Mount Vernon, Ohio. Is that correct, Dan?
Yes, it is, and good morning to you, Drew.
Good morning, sir. Well, good to talk to you. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD or associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Dan, do you know who the governor of the great state of Florida is? I know you're in Ohio. Do you know the governor right now here in the state?
I most certainly do, and you guys are very fortunate to have him, Governor DeSantis.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. We know that Sarah Palin was the vice presidential nominee with John McCain in 2008. We remember that. What state was she the governor of?
She was the governor of Alaska.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Hillary Clinton used a private server to send classified information via this type of communication. What was it? She had a classified server and...
email.
That's it. That is correct, sir. Yes. Takes a second. That's all right. Got a master's. Let's see if you get a PhD on this question. How many libertarian presidential nominees have gone on to win a presidential election? Libertarians, how many?
0.
That is correct, sir. Look at you. Good job. A little tricky, but not really. All right. Well, hey, that's good times right there in Mount Vernon, Ohio. Thank you, Dan, for the call. I appreciate you. And stay right there because you get the thrill up and down your leg of speaking to Jake right now. And he'll tell you all about it's okay. He sounds like he's excited, Jake. All right. So we'll let you know how exactly you'll be able to get that diploma that everybody's looking forward to, and we'll do it again at 7:50. Also, don't forget, 8:05 this morning. Hey, are you wondering what Donald Trump Jr. thought about the debate last night? You'll hear from him coming up at 8:05 this morning. He'll be joining us.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Retirement questions? You can bet Bob Grace probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday at noon for Retire with Grace. It's your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to help maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Join us, Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Hello, Southwest Florida. I'm Anthony with the American Tradesman Show, and my guest, Gerald Prevett from B&K Water Extraction and Mold Services, and his brother, Brian Prevett from Prevett Plumbing, and my partner, Juan Silva from American Electrical. Join us each week, Saturday mornings between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., where we talk about something new in the construction field, educating you on anything with the new codes, new requirements, and also the materials and the products that we use on these shows. So we look forward to you listening to our show. God bless America and Semper Fi. Hoorah!
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Why? Why pay more for a used car or truck? Model year-end sales event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Model year in sales event going on now at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
24-month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 due at sign plus tax, tag title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires month end.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News Traffic.
A crash in Lehigh Acres at Sunnyland and Lee Boulevard is slowing traffic westbound on Lee for about 2 miles. So if you're near Homestead, there's a great way to navigate around this. Take Beth Stacy southbound and then take 23rd. That's going to be a fast way to get to Sunshine Boulevard. Also delays building southbound on Gunnery Road for about 1 mile heading towards 23rd. And of course, 82 is starting to get pretty busy heading west towards Gunnery as well. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
more delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm John Morgan. All law firms are not the same. As America's largest personal injury firm, we have more trials, more lawyers, more office buildings, and more caring staff members than any other injury law firm in the world. There's really nothing else like it. Our reputation and results speak for themselves. With more than 2 million people just like you calling us every single year, your trust in us means the world to me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Slider man, slider man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider man, we make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man.
Call Slider Man toll free, 866-594-1969.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
America's listening to Fox News.
The big media are afraid of David Horowitz's new book, Blitz. But Donald Trump Jr. says bypass them and get Blitz, now a runaway New York Times bestseller. Mike Huckabee, Mark Levin, and Rudy Giuliani all say you should get it. Blitz says Trump has a big surprise coming soon. Get Blitz at bookstores or check out the free offer for Blitz and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to blitz411.com, blitz411.com. Get Blitz today.
Attention SSI and other federal benefit recipients. If you did not file a tax return last year and have children under 17, you must act now to get the $500 economic impact payment per child this year. You must provide the IRS your child's information by September 30th. Go to irs.gov and use the non-filer tool by September 30th. That's irs.gov. This message produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. We do appreciate it. Mandy Merritt joining us right now, GOP National Press Secretary, as we talk a little bit about last night. Not that anything was going on, Mandy. Nothing was happening last night. It was just kind of a relaxed evening. Maybe it was a little more than relaxed than just an average night. It was kind of well, let's put it this way. It was feisty. It was energetic. It was fun to watch for some. What was your take on the debate last night?
Yes, it was feisty. You're right about that. But look, President Trump absolutely won this debate. He showed a control of the conversation, a command of the facts. And he put Joe Biden on defense, and rightfully so, because for months, Joe Biden has been hiding from the tough questions. He has been unwilling to talk about his record. Of course, the media has been unwilling to push him on his record. So President Trump went out there last night and made sure that the American people know the facts about Joe Biden's 47 years of disastrous policies. So that's what we saw last night. President Trump was in control of that debate, and Joe Biden could barely stand up for it for 47 minutes, let alone those 97 minutes on the debate stage with his disastrous record for 47 years.
I'm going to play some audio clips and have you comment, but I do want to say this beforehand because I made this point, and maybe you can speak to this, and it's that for far too long, there have been politicians who have stood on a stage who have allowed people to pivot off what was the important topic of the moment and go after and attack, let's just say, the president, or to go and attack that candidate. And then on the follow-up, not get the time because the moderator says, oh, we're moving on. We don't have time. Sorry, you can't challenge what that person just said, and we got to go. And good for the president for not allowing that to take place, because on what is and probably will be, and we'll discover, the biggest stage of the day, of the week, of the month, of probably the year, a long time, that the president had the ability to challenge Joe Biden without him being able to pivot into something completely different. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. And you are right. Joe Biden needed to answer for these questions. So President Trump was holding him to it. But even so, we saw, Chris Wallace was in an unenviable position, that is for sure. But even so, we did see some of that where President Trump would be interrupted. Joe Biden would be able to pivot. Especially what comes to mind, Chris Wallace asked Joe Biden about what if he wanted to pack the courts, a topic that is of very big importance of this year that his running mate Kamala Harris has previously said she would absolutely be open to, but they are both now hiding from. And Joe Biden said on stage last night that he will not answer that question. And then we were able to move on. And that is just not okay. The American people deserve to know what Joe Biden would do as a president.
Yeah, no doubt. Andy Merritt joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, GOP National Press Secretary, as we talk about the debate from last night. Give you a little bit of a taste of what we heard, and maybe we can talk a little bit about this as, the former vice president was asked about, denouncing the violence and calling up governors to say, listen, we're going to send in National Guard if you don't get this under control. The vice president says,
I am the Democratic Party right now.
Okay, so he's the party right now, right? So we know that he's saying that he speaks for the party. He's the guy. So when Chris Wallace says,
have you ever called the Democratic mayor of Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this, bring in the National Guard, do whatever it takes, but you'd stop the days and months of violence in Portland?
I don't hold public office now.
Okay. So he doesn't. So Mandy, listen, he doesn't hold public office right now. And who knows what he's going to be doing in the next 30 days or so anyway. So what good is my voice? What good is my phone call? Really? Is that what you're telling us? Or was that just another way of pivoting to not answering the question?
Yeah, I love that you played that clip because that struck me last night, too. He's claiming to speak for the Democrat Party, but only when it's convenient for him. So that is such a striking thing. He refused to condemn Antifa and the violence. He said Antifa was just a thought, an idea, which we know is not the case. We're seeing it in our streets in Seattle and Minneapolis and Chicago and so many other places across the country. And look, there's also this false narrative that President Trump did not condemn white supremacists on the stage last night. And not only did he on the stage twice last night, but just last week he designated KKK as a terrorist organization. He's condemned white supremacy many times in the past. So what we actually saw on the debate stage last night is President Trump condemning white supremacy, but Joe Biden not condemning Antifa and the violence that we are seeing because he is not a law and order candidate.
Yeah, just a few occasions here with some audio, the president doing just that.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared
to
to
do that.
specifically?
Sure, he's willing to do that. He's talked about it. He's talked about it before that he was willing to do that. And again, this notion that the vice president, former vice president, would be able to pivot, and then even when you're talking about the issues that are happening on the street, when you say that you're not somebody that's going to make the call, then certainly we have reason to worry about what your policies would be. With a lot of things. How about the Green New Deal? How about this lovely little piece of audio from last night?
The Green New Deal and the idea of what your environmental changes will do.
The Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. We're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
So do you
We're going to
support
build
the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
Do you support?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
How do you do that? How do you, in one sentence, say, listen, it's going to pay for itself? Oh, and by the way, I don't support it. And if you go to Joe Biden's website, it's on the website. Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate challenges we face. It's on his website, Mandy. It's on his website.
You are hitting all the key points here. You are so right. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is his climate advisor. He has an agreement with Bernie Sanders on this very issue. So we see Joe Biden consistently really just not knowing what his policy is. We see him trying to be one thing to appease the radical left, but oh wait, now I'm trying to appease a different section, so I'm going to talk about something else. And that the American people can see through that. Joe Biden exposed last night that he is having a very difficult time marrying the policies that the radical left is demanding and holding him to, but what he claims to be. But we know that the Green New Deal would be a massive tax burden on the American people, and we do know, like you said, it's on his website. He's on the record supporting it, and the American people can see through that.
Yeah, and I might challenge you on one thing, Mandy, and it's this. I think Joe Biden knows exactly what his policies are, the ones that he's agreed to with the party. I just think sometimes when he is in a position like this, he gets confused because the party does not want him to moderate. I think that they want to see that he is as radical as they are. And he doesn't present himself, and he won't present himself that way because he knows politically that's a losing proposition. So here's a conflicted Joe Biden who's standing on a stage with the president of the United States, who has to moderate a position because the country will not vote for radicals. They will not absolutely do it. And yet that's who the party is. And he's conflicted because he knows he can't do it. And then he's got to try to figure out how to square that circle, so to speak. And if you're asking Joe Biden to square a circle, he might be able to find it in his basement. But other than that, that's not very nice. But it's true. But you know what I'm saying. You see where I'm going, man.
No, you're very right. And even we see this issue on prominent display with his position on fracking. He has conveniently gone back and forth on fracking, saying one day that he would not eliminate it and then saying many times the next that he would eliminate it, get rid of all of these jobs. That would eliminate 10 million jobs across this country, be devastating for places in the Midwest, Texas, other places. So again, he knows that getting rid of all of these jobs is not something that is politically popular, but he knows that his party is going to hold him to that because that is who has taken over the Democrat Party, these radical left positions.
Yeah, and before we go, I will say this to you, Mandy, that both have records. The president has a record of what he has been able to accomplish that cannot be disputed. It is there. It's on display. Even the way that the president is able to come back after this, after COVID, and what we are able to accomplish as a country together. And so there is that record. And Joe Biden has a record as well. And all the 47 years. Now, I'm not saying accomplishments. I'm just saying a record. So there's a big difference between the two, although we can recognize it. And so I think that that's what hopefully the American people will get a chance to check out, to find out more, and to see for themselves. And so, look, it was feisty, but it should be. You expect anything less than the president to be a fighter? That's what he does. That's his MO. So that's a good thing. I'm okay with that. All right, Mandy Merritt joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate a few minutes. All the best. We'll speak soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, there she goes. Look, what did you expect? I mean, I'll ask the same question to Don Jr., who's going to join us at 8:05. What did you expect? Of course, the president's a fighter, and he knows, and everybody knows that in order to get the message across on one of the biggest stages that will be out there publicly, with a media that's not going to talk about anything positive with this president. It's all going to be negative. And Chris Wallace, who's not going to help, that you got to fight. And you got to put it out there. You got to put it on display. All right, 239-479-5592. One thing I did want to remind you of before we go to break is this, and it is that we want to remind you that we've got the Zoom Pledge of Allegiance that's going to be happening on Friday. A lot of people already asking to be involved with it. We've got first responders that are going to be joining us and helping us to recite the pledge. It's going to be an exciting Friday right after the show at 9 a.m. If you want to be part of it, the Zoom meeting, watch it all take place. You're going to love it. It's been great, and thanks to everybody who's joined us so far. Just text the letters USA right now to 239-479-5592. We'll send you the invite. Simple. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow coming out of Lehigh on that Daniels extension heading towards Gateway. About 1 mile of slow traffic. If you're in a rush this morning, that's not the place to be. Go ahead and hop on Colonial Boulevard to I-75. Also, a crash in Collier at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Now, this is slowing traffic eastbound on Immokalee Road between Logan towards 951. Slight delays on Airport Pulling Road heading north of Radio Road. Livingston Road is up to speed. There's also a crash on Radio and Plantation Circle. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella handy just in case. A solid chance for scattered rain and storms with a high temperature with clouds and sun at 88 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
1 hour air conditioning and heating. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1HOUR.
In business, things move quickly. You have to be ready to shift, pivot, adapt, then do it all over again. Comcast Business gives you fast, reliable internet on the nation's largest gig speed network. And for a limited time, you can also get fast shipping with Amazon Business Prime Essentials. Wow, that was fast. So no matter what comes next, you can do more than bounce back. You can bounce forward. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing new offer. Get started with powerful internet and voice for $35 each a month for 24 months when you buy both. And ask how you can get 1 free year of Amazon Business Prime Essentials on us. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Offer ends 11/1/2020. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment, installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
Customers have said they thought our trade-in offer here at Naples Nissan was too good to be true. So, before they drove their new Nissan home, we asked a few of them to share their story. Here's Tracy from Cape Coral.
My 2012 Camry had about 78,000 miles on it. I heard Naples Nissan was offering MSRP for your trade-in, but I was a little skeptical. After I called them and checked out their website, everything seemed legit, so I decided to go for it. The original MSRP for my car was just over $19,000, and I thought, no way, that's how much I'm actually getting. So happy I was wrong, and now I get to drive home in my brand new Altima. It's the real deal, people. Totally worth the drive.
If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, come get the full base MSRP for it and drive home in a brand new Nissan today. Only at Naples Nissan. Full details at naplesnissan.com. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Now is the time to get countertops at Rock Solid. Why Rock Solid? How about Rock Solid's unbelievable prices? Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite $499, and remnants as low as $150. Rock Solid's vast selection of the finest stone from around the world. Rock Solid's award-winning customer service and installation in about a week. Want the best new countertops for your kitchen? The choice is simple. Rock Solid.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I'm kind of laughing. You know what we need right now? We just need a little bit of relief. And, I thought about this, and I need you to call right now. 239-479-5592, and here's why. Jake, are you ready for this? You're going to like this because there's a song involved. I thought we need to play a new game. We need to have a game because you can't tell if Joe Biden is what he's saying. You can't even figure out half the things that he says. So I thought we might play a game right now called Joe or No. And here's the thing. I'm going to say a quote from Joe Biden, and I want you to tell me whether or not it was Joe or no. Whether it was Joe or somebody else. Because I just want people to understand, when you listen to Joe Biden, how official he is when he speaks, how proper it is when he talks about things, and how
we choose truth over facts.
Maybe that's not one of them, but anyway, so maybe you should listen to his words and decide whether or not you believe it is Joe or no. So why not do that right now? We can take the first caller, whoever wants to play, 239-479-5592, and we'll play a little Joe or no right now. And as a matter of fact, there's a song that goes along with it, Jake. Are you ready for the Joe or no song?
I don't know.
You're not ready for it? All right. Here we go. Let me play the Joe or no song for you, and then we'll take the first caller who wants to play. 239-479-5592. Here we go.
Joe or no, Joe or no, it's Joe. It's Joe or no.
Joe says you should vote for him. He says
we choose truth over facts,
especially if you're a Democrat.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
He says all kinds of crazy things.
Crazy, but you know the thing.
Is it Joe or is it no?
Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, come on.
I didn't say it was a good song. I just said it was a song. All right, here we go. Let's take this call right here. This is George. George, good morning, George. How are you, George?
Good morning. How are you?
All right, George, here we go. First quote. Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes. Is that a Joe or is that a no?
No.
That is correct, sir. That is a no. That is actually William Prescott, the Battle of Bunker Hill. All right, let me give you this quote, and you tell me whether or not this is Joe or no. Here you go. Let's see. Guess what? The cheerleaders in college are the best athletes in college. You think I'm joking? They're almost all gymnasts. The stuff they do on the hard stuff, it blows my mind.
Joe.
That is correct, sir. Good for you. All right. Well, that's it. Congratulations. You in absolutely nothing but the knowledge of knowing that you are Joe. You are Joe knowledgeable. There you go, George. Well, congratulations. Stay there, okay? Just because, well, maybe Jake's got something in the prize closet he can dig out. All right, a little Joe or no for you there. Pretty simple stuff. I can't believe some of the quotes that he's made. But we'll have more throughout the week. All right. And some more audio from last night's debate. You ready? All right. We'll have more of that coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers, you know they're gonna wow you.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. We're still finding a lot of roofs with hurricane and windstorm damage. Call us today for a free inspection. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right, loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice, just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along. This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is very slow coming out of Lehigh on that Daniels extension heading towards Gateway. About 1 mile of slow traffic. If you're in a rush this morning, that's not the place to be. Go ahead and hop on Colonial Boulevard to I-75. Also, a crash in Collier at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Now, this is slowing traffic eastbound on Immokalee Road between Logan towards 951. Slight delays on Airport Pulling Road heading north of Radio Road. Livingston Road is up to speed. There's also a crash on Radio and Plantation Circle. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Now more than ever, it's essential to have a primary care provider ready to care for you. Book your first appointment through Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, and get established with a care team who'll be there for you wherever and whenever you need. Primary and specialty care, walk-in centers, lab services, imaging centers, and COVID-19 evaluation and testing. Connect with Millennium Physician Group today and be ready for tomorrow. 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
When everything around us has been interrupted, including playtime, work time, and downtime, friends and family are always there to help pick up the pieces. At Castilla Roofing, we are here for our community, our employees, and you. Keeping a roof over your head is our job, our headache, and our promise to you. Castilla Roofing, family owned and operated. Your satisfaction is our reputation.
Go to CastillaRoofing.us, that's CASTILLA, or call 239-465-2646. License CCC 1328615.
I'm John Morgan. After my brother Tim suffered a terrible accident, the lawyer we hired to help us ended up hurting us more. We didn't know any better, and boy did I learn quickly that all law firms are not the same. The lawyer you choose makes all the difference. That's why over the last 30 years, I set out to build a different kind of law firm, now America's largest injury law firm, where every client is treated like I would want to be treated all those years ago. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law on your cell. Offices, Fort Myers and Navy.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
You use some high-minded language. I'm just going to say it like it is. That was a show.
Okay. There's CNN's thought on the debate from last night. That was Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Dana Bash using four-letter words. Oh, I know. And she's trending on Twitter because she said that, So there you go. Got the trend on Twitter. I don't know. What did you think? This is really all about you and what you thought about the debate last night. And I want to hear from you, 239-479-5592. I have to tell you, I'm going to read some of the texts as well coming up. And people are split. There are some people that are looking and saying, wow, the president holding his own. He's fighting back. And there are some people that are saying that they didn't think it was presidential and they were discouraged. And I wonder what you think. So we're going to get to your calls coming up once again, 239-479-5592. Before we do, a couple of programming notes. 8:05 this morning, Don Jr. Will join us, Donald Trump Jr., for a couple of minutes. We'll get his thoughts on last night's debate, I can only imagine, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, 7:50, as we do each and every morning, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, that coming up. And I also want to remind you that on this program how we back the blue. We do, and we support our law enforcement, and we back the blue, and I know that you do as well. And I just want to encourage you again, maybe you have a story about an officer, law enforcement, something that has touched your life, maybe somebody in your life that you want to speak about. I would encourage you to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/925 Fox News. You look for the banner, you'll see it. It says Back the Blue, and right there, if you would just leave us a message about someone who has affected your life in a positive way, backing the blue as you do, if you would go to the website, or you can even email me personally. I'd love to hear your story, drew@925foxnews.com. All right, so a couple of things on the tax returns, the president being questioned about that. Of course, that coming up. Nothing about the fact that the New York Times never said anything about the words illegal. None of that was in there, of course, but we digress. Nothing about the fact that in the story itself, it talked about how the president did pay millions in 2016 and 2017, the big years in question. It was in there even in the story, but, being asked about that.
The tax code that made him put him in a position that he pays less tax than a school teacher makes on the money a school teacher makes is because of him he says he's smart because he can take advantage of the tax code. And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why the Trump tax cuts. And I'm going to eliminate those tax cuts and make sure that we invest in the people who in fact need the help. People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you weren't president. Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator. And
you're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
Let me just tell you, Joe. I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of doing.
Okay. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? And then on top of that, going after him on his taxes, but we can't ask Joe Biden about his tax returns. We can't ask about Hunter Biden and the money from the mayor's wife there in Moscow. We can't ask about that. We can't ask about any of Hunter Biden's dealings. No. So I just wonder how you thought everything went. All right, let's go to the calls. Right down the line. Gabe's in L.A. Gabe, your thoughts on the debate last night? Hello, Gabe. Is that Gabe in L.A.? All right, no, we'll go to Evan. Evan in Fort Myers. Hey, Evan.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
So, watched it twice, and
twice.
The biggest thing that I took from it was, while the president was interrupting, what was he interrupting? There was no substance from Biden. There was nothing to add that we missed out. All it was filler and vanilla blah. He kept looking at the camera, and it was almost like a political commercial every chance he got. And I still don't understand what Joe Biden's stance on anything is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take exception to one thing you said. Filler and vanilla blah is what's in some of my favorite snack foods. Dare I say, Twinkies has some of the best filler and vanilla blah that you've ever had, and I think it has a half-life of like 50 years. So you can leave them laying around, and the only thing after a nuclear blast will be cockroaches and Twinkies. But having said that, to your point, you are correct, Evan, that I've made the case, and I will make the case, and when I speak to Don Jr. coming up in about a half an hour, I will make the case that the president has to go after Joe Biden and question him. Number one, because the media won't do it. Chris Wallace won't do it about Hunter and a lot of other issues, Green New Deal and the like, and COVID. But also because if you give Joe Biden the opportunity to pivot, he's going to go to talking points like all politicians do. He's going to lie like most politicians do. And then Chris Wallace is going to cut him off and say, you can't answer. We got to move on. We don't have any time. And what's the president supposed to do? He's supposed to say, okay. No, that's not what he does.
I will say one thing as far as the military aspect. I'm active duty military here in Fort Myers. And every time Vice President Pence has come down, and every time Trump has come down, they have gone out of their way to meet with local military around here. They are extremely kind. They're huge. Like they're both big men. But I don't see where Biden had the audacity to bring up where the president has called us losers and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you exactly how they do it. And thank you, Evan, for the call. I appreciate it. Thank you for serving this country that we love. We appreciate you so much. But it's simple. It's because your experience is not the normal, the usual experience of everyone because there's only a certain people that get the opportunity to see that are serving the country that get to see it firsthand. And so there are people on the left that are banking on that you don't get to see all of that. So they can say whatever they want to say about the president and nobody can kind of question it. Well, number one, because they hate the president anyway, so they're going to believe whatever the left will say in the negative. And then the other side of it is, like I said, there's only a certain amount of individuals who are serving the country and have the opportunity to see it firsthand. And if you're not one of those individuals, then it's hard for you to speak about it directly. Paul's in Collier. Hey, Paul.
Hey, good morning, Drew. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, sir.
My opinion of the debate last night, I'm going to use one word, underwhelmed. I was highly underwhelmed. I expected a lot more. It's kind of like you go to a sequel of the movie and you walk out of the theater and go, man, I laughed, I cried, I kissed $20 goodbye.
Well, now hold on a second. You said that about The Godfather Part 2? Oh, we got to talk, Paul.
Part 3.
Oh, Part 3. Okay, Part 3. Okay, that's, yeah. Anything, there's no such thing as a third part. Even Rocky 3 was, you're starting to get into weird territory. But
yeah, you're running out of ideas. But I think the president missed a few key points. I got things in my head that I think are pivotal. And the American people, I think you got to keep it down to its brass tacks. Joe, Obamacare doesn't work. And say it like that. It's garbage legislation, Joe. You can talk all you want, Joe, but it's a piece of garbage. And, we can quote Jonathan Gruber on YouTube on how they wrote the bill. One of my pet peeves is the repatriate tax that Trump repealed. I think he should be harping on that and say, hey, America, if a company wanted to spend $100 million in this company to build a plant and hire 500 workers like Casa Nostra, Joe and his tax code took 10% away. And that's what the tax rate was on the repatriate tax that Trump repealed.
And let's remember something else, Paul, that has to do with healthcare. And I've got to run right now because I got a lot of people calling, but thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. When it comes to healthcare, look, you got to have Republicans on your side. We've talked about this before, and whether you want to hear it or not, here's the facts. The president wanted to do something early on in his administration. There was a lot of pushback, possibly because of the fact that the left was going after a Trump-Russia collusion hoax, where there's news on that from yesterday. Some of the biggest news you're going to hear about it. And trying to get things done, and you got to have your party behind you, and you got to have a plan in place. You got to have it all on display. And, we had one thumb down, if we remember, at the time when there were motions to actually do something to get back to health care. Let me rephrase that, health insurance in the private sector that was going to be competitive and more affordable. And you got to have people on your side. All right, let's see. We got Walrus in Cape Coral. Hey, Walrus.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
One of the things that I noticed was there was, and this may not seem like an important thing, but I didn't see Trump smile once. And I am a huge Trump supporter. Absolutely, I think he's the best thing since Reagan, and he's coming close to Reagan. But Reagan had 8 years. Trump's only had 3.5. Anyway, I would have liked to have seen Trump smile more. I would have liked to have seen.
Well, let me ask you this question, Walrus. It's the first one that comes to my mind. Do you smile when you're in a street fight? When you're in a brawl? Do you smile when you're getting ready to brawl? At first, and second of all, do people perceive the president smiling as smirking and being obnoxious, or do they do it as someone who is trying to show that he is joy-filled? I think you know the answer to the question, Walrus.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem that we have. And listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. I think that's a big part of it. Nancy, I don't know. What do you think? Nancy's in Fort Myers, wanted to weigh in on the debate.
Yes, good morning, Drew. This is Nancy, and I want to make one point to you because I haven't heard one output on healthcare or people like me. I have an autoimmune disease, and no one would carry me. And my insurance would have been $1,500 a month, and Obamacare saved my life. So I'm going to make that point right here, that there are people out there with pre-existing illnesses where Obamacare made a huge difference, where I could go back to work and be a teacher, which I am currently employed as a teacher.
Yeah.
As far as the debate,
yeah,
I feel like this is a professional job, and they both behaved like children. They both were unprofessional. I was on the fence. I felt like they should have kept their composure and followed the rules of the game. And neither followed the rules. They agreed on rules, and yet they plowed over the rules. And I think, if you agree to behave a certain way and, you go off the chain, my philosophy is he who loses control by screaming and yelling, the other guy is winning. Whoever's calm is in charge. Yeah. Whoever gets crazy, they lose control. That's the mental ability in the mind
looking
in
at
any
the time.
situation.
Yeah, let me try to hit 2 points here, because I want you to hear my heart, Nancy, before we get ready to do Drew's College coming up. I want you to hear my heart. Listen to what I'm saying. I appreciate that you were able to get insurance through Obamacare with someone who has a pre-existing condition.
Thank you.
The thing that I want to recognize is that, are we suggesting that there's no other way to do it? That we have to have an overarching health insurance issue in this country where government has to be involved?
How are we going to do it? How are we going to do it?
Well, there's a lot now. Well, here's the thing, Nancy. There are a lot of ways to do it. Number one, the suggestion that the free market would not make available if there were not regulations that were stifling them from a government level, that the private sector could not approach being able to give insurance for pre-existing conditions, I think is wrong. And I think that if the American people challenge the private market to do it and take away the restrictions of government on them, I think that they could come up for something for people like you and others, along with the government help, maybe even a combination of the two. But to suggest that the only way to do it would be through government exclusively, and in which case it means that a failing health insurance system has to stay in place because of and I'm not being derogatory, hear my heart, because of the few people that do have pre-existing conditions. It's not everybody. That a whole system has to be awful in order to provide a few people with insurance, I think is a misnomer. I don't think it's the right thing to say. I think it's something that we can tackle if we are willing to do that. But
the problem is,
hold on, Nancy. I love Nancy. Can you do me a favor? Can you stay on the line, stay there? Because I would love to continue this conversation. I'm looking at the time. We've got Drew's College right now. We have to do that. But I would love to continue this conversation and hear my heart. I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. That we don't have to destroy a whole health insurance system just to say we have to do this or do that. We can do it all. We can do it and the president has said we're not going anywhere when it comes to pre-existing conditions. Let's challenge each other to come up with ideas without having to destroy a whole system. Does that make sense? All right, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD right now. Caller number 3 at 239-479-5592. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will do Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, here's traffic with Sabrina Katz.
A crash on 75 southbound at mile marker 123 causing 3 miles of backups right now. Traffic very slow. If you are heading southbound from Alico, go ahead and stick to 41 or 3 Oaks. Also a crash at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Still slowing traffic on Immokalee Road between Logan Boulevard and 951. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella handy just in case. A solid chance for scattered rain and storms with a high temperature with clouds and sun at 88 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
People are beginning to make up their minds now, and this is a critical moment.
The 2020 election plays out here.
It's a toss-up.
92.5 Fox News.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Cataract surgery has come a really long way. But did you know that only about 50% of patients actually achieve their targeted vision without glasses? And that's even after cataract surgery. It's difficult to predict how the eye will heal before cataract surgery, but with France Eye Care's state-of-the-art technology, through what they call light adjustable lens, you can now customize your vision after cataract surgery. The light adjustable lens is made of a special photosensitive material that changes the implanted lens in response to UV light. So the power of this lens is previewed and then adjusted after your cataract surgery, making sure it's right for you. Call France Eye Care today to see if you qualify. Dial ** 2020 from your cell phone or give them a shout, 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., planning for retirement in a turbulent world.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Why? Why pay more for a used car or truck? Model year-end sales event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Model year-end sales event going on now at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24-month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 due at sign plus tax, tag, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit with lender approval. Expires month end.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Jerry in Cape Coral. Hello there, Jerry.
Hello.
It's Drew's College of It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Jerry, what is the capital of the United States? Capital of the U.S. is?
Washington, D.C.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. The First Lady of the United States is?
Melania Trump.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Who was the Speaker of the House before Nancy Pelosi?
Paul Ryan.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this very question. Can you name the naval base that's located on the island of Cuba?
Guatemala or no. I'm sorry. Oh man.
It's a naval
base. Can you make it multiple choice?
No. Naval base on the island of.
I know. Wait. Oh man.
The second part of it is bay. The first says.
Oh man, I can't believe I can't think of it.
That's okay. Neither can we. It's Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Oh shoot.
He knew it the whole time. That's all right, Jerry. You know, sometimes your nerves get the best of you, or you just forgot. But either way, here's the thing: you got a master's degree today on Drew's College, and you can impress your friends and family with how much you know.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just throwing that out. I'm just trying to help you, Jerry. It's you can be fun at parties now and show your degree. Stay there, Jerry. Don't go anywhere. All right. When we come back, this ought to be fun. Donald Trump Jr. is going to join us. He's scheduled to be on in about 10 more minutes, so get ready for that conversation. It is on the way next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Plus, we want to find out your thoughts on the debate from last night. We'll get to your calls coming up. And I know that you're right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named #1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. There's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Denny Grimes with Keller Williams Naples. Look, the only thing more expensive than hiring an expert is hiring an amateur. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice. Call Denny Grimes about his guarantees today at 489-HOME. That's 489-HOME, or online it's 489home.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on 75 southbound at mile marker 123 causing 3 miles of backups right now. Traffic very slow. If you are heading southbound from Alico, go ahead and stick to 41 or 3 Oaks. Also a crash at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Still slowing traffic on Immokalee Road between Logan Boulevard and 951. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devith, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and have I told you about Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting? I know I have because, well, number one, I've used them on multiple occasions. I've had a few moves lately, and each and every time had them at my home. They're fantastic. I love the staff. They are the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars. But here's another thing to consider. What about a kitchen, a bath, an entire home that you want remodeled? They have teams and resources ready right now to walk you through the process so they can turn your dreams into reality. I should know because they did exactly that for me and my wife. I could not be happier. The communication, the friendliness of the staff, the fact that they've been around since 2001, and the difference that they can make, whether it is something like painting a bathroom and especially kitchen and bath remodels. So call them today, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, 239-431-2781, and find out what they can do for you and the incredible work that they do for yourself. 239-431-2781 for Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting.
The big media are afraid of David Horowitz's new book, Blitz. But Donald Trump Jr. says bypass them and get Blitz, now a runaway New York Times bestseller. Mike Huckabee, Mark Levin, and Rudy Giuliani all say you should get it. Blitz says Trump has a big surprise coming soon. Get Blitz at bookstores or check out the free offer for Blitz and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to blitz411.com, blitz411.com. Get Blitz today.
Attention SSI and other federal benefit recipients. If you did not file a tax return last year and have children under 17, you must act now to get the $500 economic impact payment per child this year. You must provide the IRS your child's information by September 30th. Go to irs.gov and use the non-filer tool by September 30th. That's irs.gov. This message produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. I'm so happy to have Donald Trump Jr. joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, especially after the debate last night. It's Drew. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Drew. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. After last night, I'm feeling pretty good. Here's a breaking news for everybody. Here's a shocker. The president of the United States is a fighter, everybody. Did you think he was just going to stand there and allow Joe Biden to say and pivot and do whatever he wanted to with, dare I say, maybe a willing Chris Wallace to kind of help with it? What did everybody expect? Good for the president for laying it out and being able to show the American people what Joe Biden's all about.
Listen, I think that's an important thing to note. You got to remember, when you're talking about Donald Trump, that's why he's been effective in everything else that he's done. That's why we have peace in the Middle East. That's why he's willing to take on, our military establishment. The guys that want the board seats at Raytheon that have kept us in these endless wars for decades, although they can't articulate why we are still in places like Afghanistan. Donald Trump has the guts to stand up to those guys and say, yeah, no, that's not good for the American people. Let's get out. So the successes that you have of Donald Trump are because he won't let himself get pushed around. You didn't see the same from Joe Biden. He couldn't articulate any points. He couldn't talk about the specifics of any of his plans. He just sort of talks generally and then lets the moderator do the rest for him. Right. I know who I want leading us into the future.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. And, my worry was, and this is why I'm so glad that the president was fighting back and not allowing this to happen. The idea, if you watch the debate, you see Joe Biden pivoting, taking moments and trying to do what politicians have always done. There's supposed to be this 2 minutes for one, 2 minutes to the other. Joe Biden can come out and say all of these lies about the president of the United States. And then by the time the president has a chance to even acknowledge those lies and then speak to them directly, you would have Chris Wallace saying, no. We got to move on now, Mr. President, got to move on. So good for the president for challenging Joe Biden. And that's what my concern was. I knew that was going to happen. And although, let's be honest, if Joe Biden were left to speak the whole 90 minutes, it probably would have been a disaster in and of itself, even some of the finer moments. I just wanted to play some clips and get your thoughts on it. Joe Biden yesterday, when asked about this issue, he was talking about the fact that he is the party, right?
I am the Democratic Party right now.
Have you ever called the Democratic mayor of Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this, bring in the National Guard, do whatever it takes, but you'd stop the days and months of violence in Portland?
I don't hold public office now.
Yeah, who is he? I mean, he has no voice. I mean, why bother saying anything at all? Really, that's who you want for president.
He's a 50-year D.C. politician. He was a senator for 38 years. He was the vice president for 8. But, yeah, he can't call and say, hey, you guys got to do something about this. Stop the problem.
Right.
That's the reality. And that's the problem with what we're up against. Joe Biden, as you said, he could sort of spew these lies. I mean, he started basically pulling the Russia collusion hoax nonsense as it related to us and our family. But, like, Hunter is off limits. Crackhead Hunter, who's taking money from known associates of Vladimir Putin, who's taking $1.5 billion, that's $30 million a year in fees, just so we understand, from the Chinese government. It's like it's off limits. His little angel that was thrown out of the Navy in 2 weeks for cocaine use. Like, give me a break. I don't want to hear it. The amount of garbage that we put up with for 3 years, they spent 2.5 of those years trying to throw me in jail for doing a fraction or accusing me. Frankly, I didn't do anything, and that's been proven now too, but for an accusation that is a fraction of what Hunter Biden actually did. He said, that's not real. There's a document with the U.S. Treasury that says this wire transfer happened. $3.5 million from a Putin associate tied to human trafficking and prostitution rings in Russia and Eastern Europe. You think that would be big news, Drew, if I did it?
Yeah.
You think maybe they would cover it? You think Chris Wallace would have, let's just call it, a field day with that if it was me?
Of course.
So, that's the difference. And that, I do understand that some people say, hey, well, he's too tough with that. It's like, he's too tough because he has to be, because it's him versus everyone in D.C.
Yep, there's no doubt. Donald Trump Jr. joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Here's another clip that I loved, and I want you to comment on this one.
I mean, the Green New Deal and the idea of what your environmental changes will do.
The Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. We're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
So do you support the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
You support that?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
No, I don't support. It's on his website. It's on his website. Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate changes we face. It's on his website. How do you do that in one sentence? Go from yeah to no, and it's like, oh, we're just going to move on.
By the way, that's not the only thing he did that on. I mean, that was the thing with everything, right?
Yep.
Antifa. Oh, it's Antifa. It's an idea. It's an idea. I don't know. I've never seen an idea burn down the streets of every major city in America, all run by Democrats. I've never seen people get hit in the bricks by an idea.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous, but again, he's able to get away with that stuff because no one in the media wants to call him out because they want him to win. Yeah. That's the reality of the situation. I mean, I don't think anyone thought that Chris Wallace was going to be some sort of neutral arbiter. We've seen how he's acted throughout. He's not a conservative.
Yeah.
He's on Fox News, but he's not a conservative. Like, who are we kidding? And so, that's the notion. He can get away with saying those kind of things, and he won't be called out. He won't be fact-checked, whereas Trump will. And they will allow Joe Biden to spread blatant lies for a 2-minute diatribe, and Trump's not supposed to be able to respond. He's not allowed to interrupt and say, it's just a flagrant lie.
Yeah.
To your point about the Green New Deal, and again, so many others. Same with Hunter. He's saying, "Oh, those things didn't happen. That's a lie." Oh, really? They didn't have. He didn't take $3.5 million from the former mayor's wife of Moscow. Again, someone who, guess what? You don't become the richest woman in Russia without Vladimir Putin. Okay, let's just face it. You don't. That's a direct link. That's the link that they were praying they could find on us. Turns out it doesn't exist.
Right.
But it does for Hunter. And once it does for Hunter, all of a sudden. No big deal. Nothing to see here, folks.
Right. And that was even on display yesterday when, we're trying to focus on Hunter. We're trying to show everybody what's going on one of the biggest stages, an opportunity for those that would never hear it to hear about what's going on with Hunter Biden. The former vice president tries to pivot to Beau. We're not talking about Beau. We're talking about Hunter to try to make and that would have been effective. And I go back to my original point. That would have
been great. I don't know, but Beau's not who we're talking about.
Right.
Beau's not the link to.
Right.
That'd be like saying, well, when they were going after me, they didn't go after my brother because he wasn't in that. They'll try to go after him, and they're currently trying to go after him for other things because that's the way they play the game.
Yeah.
But one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Right. I'm sick of watching some of that, especially, again, I take it personally because of what they put me through. Don't forget, I did 30 hours of testimony before the House, before the Senate, plus all they were doing was hoping that I would put a comma in the wrong spot, that I would, misstate the time that something happened by about 2 minutes so they could say, nope, that's a lie. I wouldn't get to lie to Congress like those members of the FBI did, where it's now known that, and they won't face consequences. The difference is, if I did, I'd be doing this interview right now from a payphone feeding quarters from Rikers.
That's true. Yeah, there's a visual there. It's a New York thing. Growing up in New York, it's a Riker. Yeah, you just have to know. Donald Trump Jr. joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I do want to ask you this question because I've been concerned about it. Our friend Dan Bongino has been talking about this. I talk to him often. And he's been bringing up this issue about what is going on with this coup, this idea that people are going to try to, using mail-in ballots, using all kinds of malfeasance behind the scenes, people getting together, TIP and all of these other groups who are trying to get together to change an election, to really form a coup here. I am concerned about this. Have you talked about this to many people? I mean, I'm sure are people around you aware of this? That this is all happening? That there is this kind of coordinated effort to really?
I think so. I think people get it. It's so flagrant. You saw the Project Veritas stuff. You saw the stuff in Pennsylvania. You see the stuff going on in North Carolina. I mean, and that's the problem. In a lot of these places, it's the Republicans that are just rolling over and saying, okay, well, Democrats will give you what you want. I mean, they're literally the Democrats' biggest push as it relates to the mail-in voting was they don't want the signature on the ballot to have to match the signature of the registered voter.
Yeah.
I mean, what could possibly be, if you're really, not just talking nonsense about wanting free and fair elections, what could possibly be the motivation for that, unless you're planning on cheating? You have the Project Veritas stuff where they're buying ballots. This is a story as old as time. Donald Trump's just the only Republican willing to actually call it out because, like you saw last night, he's not afraid to get into a street fight. And that's what we're in. And Republicans around the country don't realize it. They haven't realized it for 50 years while the left is laughing their butts off and taking advantage of their weakness.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, it's why Donald Trump has been effective.
And I also think that we have to concentrate down ballot. Look, there are going to be people that are going to be down ballot that you're going to have to vote for, knowing that in the future you're going to have to hold them accountable and be able to do that to make sure that we can have the changes that we need and to move forward an agenda that the president would present in the next 4 years. You're not going to get that if you're going to have the Democrats anywhere on the ballot winning in your local and state elections. So it is important as well to keep it down ballot to make sure that we can focus on the president's agenda in the future and have people hopefully that not only will fight, but that we can hold accountable because that's what it's all about. Boy, that was some night last night after it's all said and done. What does that feel like? What is that moment for you after that was all said and done last night? Like your first reaction, seeing your dad up there.
I'm sort of an intense person, so I just want to be in the fight myself.
You want to get up there too. You want to be.
Yeah. I do this stuff all day long at this point. You know what I mean? So I'm the guy doing the response on ABC. Doing the thing on CBS.
Right,
So I guess I'm perhaps the other cage fighter in there.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I appreciate a few minutes as always. Thanks so much. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to do this again. All the best.
Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you soon. All right, there he goes. Donald Trump Jr. joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I got to tell you that there's something to be said about fighting, being willing to fight back. Listen, Don Jr. is all about it. Bring it. And you may not like that, and you may feel like it's abrasive. You may feel like the president is being abrasive when he's going after Joe Biden and not giving him a chance to speak. It's not giving him a chance to speak. It's about being adept enough to know that you can't let Joe Biden set up without being challenged the lies that he would put out, knowing that there would be a quick pivot to, we got to move on, we don't have any time, as politics usually play out. And if you haven't figured it out yet, President of the United States is not politics as usual. Good. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. All right, 239-479-5592. By the way, I would encourage you to text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. I hope that you would do that right now and be part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance that's happening on Friday right after the show. We do it each and every Friday at 9 a.m. We flip the cameras over from the YouTube channel right over to Zoom. And we've got some first responders that are going to be helping us out this week. It's going to be exciting. Wait till you see what's going to be happening. But in order to see it, you have to be part of it. So text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. We will send you the link to the Zoom meeting there on Friday. Let's find out what's happening right now with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash on 75 southbound at mile marker 123 causing 3 miles of backups right now. Traffic very slow. If you are heading southbound from Aligo, go ahead and stick to 41 or 3 Oaks. Also a crash at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Still slowing traffic on Immokalee Road between Logan Boulevard and 951. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella handy just in case. A solid chance for scattered rain and storms with a high temperature with clouds and sun at 88 degrees. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, it's Jake Demolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue, a lot of you know about. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Riddle, your host of The Drive here. Do you have your COVID mask on? Do you wear your mask with glasses? Maybe you've experienced, as Dr. France calls it, the fog. Oh man, it's terrible. Even if you're not doing prescription, just sunglasses, it's horrible. So it's unwanted, it's horrible, and it's just frustrating as heck. You need to check out Laser Vision Correction with France Eye Care. I did the LASIK procedure with them, and it changed my life. Dr. France and his team of expert surgeons offer several different procedures like LASIK, like I had. Visian ICL, PRK, refractive lens exchange, and more. It gives you better vision with a design that meets the needs of your individual eyes. Call today for a free LASIK screening. Just dial star 2020 on your mobile phone, star 2020, or give them a shout 239-418-0999.
Friends, I care.
People often ask me, how did you grow my shower door so big and so fast? But the answer is, we didn't. What we did is we took our family business, we hired great talent, trained our staff, and developed our product. Now, after 17 years, my shower door has 8 frameless shower door showrooms, with our newest in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a frameless shower door company that you can trust and research, and you want to see more, go to myShowerDoor.com.
Are you ready to embark on your healthcare journey? At Millennium Physician Group, we want you, our patient, to be in good health always. That's why we created our Destination Health New Patient Program. It's all about partnering with your primary care provider to achieve the best healthcare outcome for you. Now, are you ready for the journey of your life? Connect with Millennium Physician Group and be on your way to Destination Health. Call 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, MillenniumPhysician.com.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
Slider Man, we make your patio door slide like new, Slider Man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider Man, we make your patio door slide like new, Slider Man.
Call Sliderman toll-free, 866-594-1969.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, we're going to go to your calls, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. One of my favorite moments from the debate last night. Listen to this.
The issue of race. Vice President Biden, you say that President Trump's response to the violence in Charlottesville 3 years ago, when he talked about very fine people on both sides, was what directly led you to launch this run for president.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's funny. Oh, yeah, sure. That's all it was a lie, was the media running with a lie, and of course the former vice president running with that as well, the Charlottesville very fine people, which of course is not what he said, but keep running with that, keep going, because we do have the interwebs for as long as we have it that might challenge that. Paul wanted to comment in Naples on the debate last night. Hey, Paul. Hello there, Paul. Paul going once, Paul going twice, sold to the lowest bidder. That's it. All right. 239-479-5592 if you have your thoughts on the debate last night. I think it was very important that again, I can't emphasize this enough. I try to emphasize it as well with Donald Trump Jr., who was on with us a minute ago. And it was about the fact that politics as usual, this is why people are upset. I just wish that they could just be up there and debate the issues and talk about what's going on and why does the president have to go after Joe Biden like that? And it just seemed mean-spirited, and I was kind of taken back. Well, I think the problem with that thinking is then you're giving Joe Biden an opportunity to speak to one of the biggest audiences that he may see all year. Well, that he will see all year, because it's not going to be at one of his rallies, that's for sure. Just to go out with talking points that he's been prepped to do, a flat-out lie to tell about the president's family, about his response to COVID and everything else, and then run out the clock to the point where the president can't do anything, and then Chris Wallace says, "Oh, sorry, we got to move on."
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place, but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Let's talk buttons. Not the buttons on clothes, the ones that do things. The ones that beg the question, what's that button do? There's just something satisfying about pressing buttons. And now, if you have sleep apnea and can't use CPAP, there's a button you can press that's really satisfying. It lets you go from sleeping like this to this. It's called Inspire, and it's as simple as, you guessed it, clicking a button. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, a button. Inspire is a small device implanted in a same-day outpatient procedure. Simply click the button on the Inspire remote before you fall asleep. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. If you're struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at inspiresleep.com. That's inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice. Just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The first debate of the presidential campaign had the candidates attacking each other personally, attacking each other's records, and defending their own. Joe Biden says about President Trump's time in office.
Under this president, we become weaker, sicker, poorer, more divided, and more violent.
There has never been an administration or president who has done more than I've done in a period of 3.5 years. And that's despite the impeachment hoax.
There was a lot of interruption and people talking over each other.
Are you in favor of law and order?
I'm in favor of law. You follow it.
Are you in favor of law and order? Go
yes,
ahead.
I'm in favor.
You asked a question, let him finish.
Law and order. Law and order.
Let him answer.
Law and order with justice, where people get treated fairly.
The Biden campaign reports its best single fundraising hour ever last night during the end of the debate and right after, nearly $4 million. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Today, the city of Punta Gorda will talk about the governor's Phase 3 order and its prohibition on regulating local businesses. The city will also discuss face masks, which are required in Punta Gorda right now. This week, 24 new laws go into effect. On Thursday, there will be new guidelines for specialty license plates, no bail for child sex predators seeking to overturn convictions, increasing penalties for some crimes, capping rates on towing companies, and expanding oversight of commercial airports. A construction worker was killed at a water park. Happened yesterday morning at Sun and Fun Lagoon in Collier County right off Livingston Road. The sheriff's office is investigating it as an accident. A private contractor was working on removing a bridge. The park's been closed all summer as they do construction and upgrades. Collier County Public Schools announced each football player and cheerleader will be allowed to invite 2 members from their household to both home and away games. Those aren't the only changes coming to the school district. Students will now be able to take off masks during the school day outside. Masks are still required inside, and social distancing will stay in order. You're allowed to drink alcohol on Sanibel beaches again after a ban lasted several months. You also will not receive a $50 fine if you do not wear a face mask. The city says this comes after the governor's executive order last week. The former Bonita Springs city manager and Cape Coral assistant city manager has died. Colorado state troopers say Carl Schwing died in a crash Tuesday morning. They say he crashed into a truck. He retired from his position in Bonita Springs back in 2018. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on 75 southbound at mile marker 123 causing 3 miles of backups right now. Traffic very slow. If you are heading southbound from Aligo, go ahead and stick to 41 or 3 Oaks. Also a crash at Immokalee Road and Saturnia Lakes Boulevard. Still slowing traffic on Immokalee Road between Logan Boulevard and 951. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
A little bit of isolated rain possible for today. The more south that you go, and especially south of the Caloosahatchee, thanks to a front, our temperatures get knocked down by a few degrees. Highs will be in the mid-80s, with our winds breezy at times. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Steven Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Customers have said they thought our trade-in offer here at Naples Nissan was too good to be true. So, before they drove their new Nissan home, we asked a few of them to share their story. Here's Tracy from Cape Coral.
My 2012 Camry had about 78,000 miles on it. I heard Naples Nissan was offering MSRP for your trade-in, but I was a little skeptical. After I called them and checked out their website, everything seemed legit, so I decided to go for it. The original MSRP for my car was just over 19 grand, and I thought, no way, that's how much I'm actually getting. So happy I was wrong, and now I get to drive home in my brand new Altima. It's the real deal, people. Totally worth the drive.
If your trade-in is less than 8 years old with less than 80,000 miles on it, come get the full base MSRP for it and drive home in a brand new Nissan today. Only at Naples Nissan. Full details at naplesnissan.com. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. You know, I come from a long line of builders. In fact, I can still remember my first day on the job, working for my dad. I thought because I was the boss's son that I would start out in the construction trailer, looking over plans all day. Well, to my surprise, he handed me a shovel and he said, start digging. And that's exactly what I did. He made me learn every aspect of the building process by doing it. So if that's the kind of builder that you're looking for, look no further than Big Island Builders. BigIslandBuilders.com.
Hi, this is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. I just want to take the opportunity to thank all of the wonderful employees that make up the Big Island Builders team. I constantly get calls from our customers with positive feedback. When I started this company years ago, I dreamed of assembling a team of professionals that would radically change the home building process. People that look you in the eyes, tell you the truth, and have passion about what they do. That is the Big Island team. Visit us at BigIslandBuilders.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
State rank 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. While you're there, please subscribe to the channel because that's how we're going to keep it going so that you can watch. It's all about you coming up. 239-479-5592. What did you think about the debate? And give it to me straight, the good and the bad, whatever you thought about it. I want to know, honestly, what you thought last night. It's okay. This is a safe space. That just made Jake laugh. All right, but no, you really, I want you to call 239-479-5592. A lot of people calling. Loaded phone lines. We'll get to those calls coming up. But first, the top 5 audio clips of the day. Can you imagine? It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. I am the Democratic Party right now.
Have you ever called the Democratic mayor of Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this, bring in the National Guard, do whatever it takes, but you'd stop the days and months of violence in Portland?
I don't hold public office now.
There ain't no public office. He is the Democrat Party, but he can't make a phone call. Are you kidding me? He's got no sway. He 47 years. I mean, it was like George Washington said, Joe, come on over here with me, Joe. We got to talk. Yeah, I mean, he's been in D.C. for that long. He's got no sway, no pull. He's planning on being the next president of the United States. But yet, if he makes a phone call to tell them to stop the violence, it's meaningless. They're not. I'm not in office. It's not for me to really. Okay, just want to make sure. And you are the Democrat Party because that's what you do, which is nothing.
Number 4.
The Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. We're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
So do you
We're going to
support
build
the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
Do you support?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
You don't? Oh, well, that's a big statement.
Yeah, it's a big statement, considering right on his website, I'm reading from the website, Biden believes the Green New Deal is a crucial framework for meeting the climate changes we face. See, that's what happens when you're so used to pandering to the middle, even though you are on the left, and you have a fierce, far left-wing, radical Marxist socialist who are staring at you with all those eyeballs, looking at you while you're on a debate stage, and you're trying to figure out how to, and you don't know what to do. And hey, am I still in the basement or?
Number 3.
The issue of race. Vice President Biden, you say that President Trump's response to the violence in Charlottesville 3 years ago, when he talked about very fine people on both sides, was what directly led you to launch this run for president.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I love that. The president, oh, yeah, sure. That could be twofold, right? That's, oh, yeah, sure. That's why you ran for president, right? Yeah, I know. You were going to just sit back and kick back and enjoy the basement and, Murder, She Wrote and all that. But then, no, you decided to get off that couch and not too fast, though, and get off the couch and run for president because of what you're perceiving to be what the president said, which, of course, has been disproven a million times. He didn't say that about Charlottesville. But I whatever. Okay, you keep going.
Number 2.
And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
So,
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me.
Is he wrong?
Number 1.
Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court?
Whatever position I take on that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should go out and vote. You're in voting now. Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
Are you going to pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because
wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the question
You want to put a lot
is
of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is
justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Typical, normal, political atmosphere. 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. You get a short rebuttal, got to move on. What is Joe Biden going to do with his 2 minutes? He's going to pivot, talk about something else, and lie. And the president was not about to have that. But you may think differently. I want to hear from you this morning. All right, let's go to the calls, see what you thought about the debates from last night. Tammy's in Naples. Hey, Tammy, what'd you think?
Well, I thought that, first of all, Chris Wallace was having a Megyn Kelly night in general, but more subtly. And I felt like he was trying to, promote himself with his questions. And secondly, I thought that, first I was very nervous, and I worried that Trump was not doing well, but then I realized that there's a lot of early voting, and he had to say and dispute a lot of lies, and he had to get it in as fast as he could because he might not have another opportunity. They might not do another debate. And he had to say as much as he could, as fast as he could, and I think that was the right thing to do.
Excellent points. Very perceptive, Tammy, on two fronts. Number one, because you got early voting coming up, not to give Joe Biden an opportunity to spew lies, number one. But number two, to Tammy's point, very perceptive, there's this from the media last night. Guess what they were saying after the debate?
So, very simple question. After what went down this evening, do you think Joe Biden should participate in a second or third debate?
Should the next two debates go on as scheduled?
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if this is the last presidential debate.
Should there be other debates?
Are we really going to repeat this? Are we going to have another two of these?
See, everybody? Are we really going to do this again? Oh, Joe Biden shouldn't go back out there again. No. They're already talking about it, to Tammy's point. Bob's in Cape Coral. Hey, Bob.
Good morning. How are you, Jim?
Good, sir. What's on your mind there on the debate? That's it.
I was watching last night, and I thought President Trump did a fantastic job. We need to see somebody who's strong and who's going to lead this country. And I thought Joe Biden just looked feeble and couldn't withstand the pressure from President Trump. How is he going to withstand the pressure of everyday stress running a country that has this quote-unquote pandemic? I just think that President Trump did show, there was sometimes he wasn't very presidential. But I, for one, I'm sick and tired of politics as we're used to it. I want to see somebody who's not going to sugarcoat it, who's going to tell us what they're going to do. The man has kept most of his campaign promises. And look, even in the middle of a shutdown economy, the stock market's never been stronger. Look at gas prices, the economy in general, and now even coming back stronger. If we go Democrat in this next election, I think it's just going to reverse back to even worse than the 2008, 2010 time.
Yeah, Bob, I appreciate the call in Cape Coral. There's Chris in Fort Myers. Wanted to talk about the debate. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Just try to find out, talk about the debate last night. I think it was an excellent tactic from President, because even he was interrupting Joe Biden, that this was only his chance to telling the people, American people, the truth about what he's thinking and what his plans are. And then whatever Joe Biden have no answer for other stuff. And then he's just, for me, he's doing the socialist tactics, just talking, talk, and nothing behind, He has got no plan. Right. He's got nothing. And then, I think that even, like I said, Trump was interrupting him all the time because he's so mad. He was bullying from the beginning. He tried to get rid of him. He's still on top,
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no doubt.
Only reason, only Trump can lose, only when they're going to doing something with the ballots, like mailing in ballots. They're going to change something. Otherwise, I don't think so that Trump going to win in a landslide, because there's no way. Just, this is only my.
Yeah, we got.
I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. Thanks for the call, Chris. We've got to watch out. We've got to be careful about what is going to happen with this election cycle and the mail-in ballots, and the president is aware of it. He brought it up last night, but you're not allowed to talk about that because everything is fine. Move along. But as long as you're aware that it's going to be taking place, that's how you fight back against it. Aaron's in South Fort Myers wanted to weigh in on the debate. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, but I'm Trump all the way. But I want to tell you, he got beat up a little bit last night, and it was mostly self-inflicted wounds. He had the opportunity to say, hey, listen, the riots, this discord, all that stuff going on, all the towns getting burned, Joe Biden, those are your supporters burning down our towns. He should have stood up and said that. But Wallace and Wallace was double teaming on him. He didn't have a chance to do it, but I'd rather see Biden talk. Let Biden talk and just throw out some bombs every once in a while, like that.
And here's and listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Aaron. But here's the problem. Like I brought up before, the problem with allowing Biden to speak, which everybody is like, listen, let him talk. He's a gaffe machine. He's gonna make a mistake, and then Trump can pounce. Well, what happens if Joe Biden makes a mistake in his allotted 2 minutes where the president doesn't say a word? Chris Wallace maybe comes in to save the day to help him a little bit, which, look, it happened, which Chris Wallace nodding and in approval to some of the laughing that Joe Biden was doing. I mean, there were some things that were pretty obvious and not very, made people comfortable. But what if he's not able to respond to the lies and the distortions that are put out by Joe Biden because we got to move on. We don't have time. And that's the other thing. Charlotte's in L.A. Hey, Charlotte.
Hey, I wanted to talk about, did everybody notice Joe's use of his little cheat sheet? He couldn't even go on without looking down to see what they had told him to say. I was pretty appalled.
Yeah, I think there were comments being made about how he had cards. I don't know if they allowed them to have in this debate. I don't think they were supposed to, but he was looking down at something. And then there were people that have been questioning whether or not he had some kind of device, something that he could have been listening to. The fact of the matter is that even through all of that, and maybe that's part of it, the president wasn't going to allow him to read off a script or to hear something in his ear if that was the case, and to repeat that.
There was no doubt. If you look on, I was online and on Breitbart, they had a picture of Biden, and there was papers on his podium. And I mean, right off the bat, I kept watching him look down before he answered a question to see what he was supposed to say.
Yeah, it was one of those moments. And thanks for the call, Charlotte. I appreciate it. Look, it's one of those moments when you watch the debate where I see a lot of people texting. Trump acted like a child, period. No respect at all for the process of debating. Both men seemed very insecure in their personal life. Jerry in Fort Myers, Donald Trump can only tell the truth when he's interrupting somebody? No, I think I think some of you are missing the point. What you would like to see, here, let me wrap it up with this. What everybody would like to see is a debate on the issues. The Republicans, the president, incumbent president has some things that he wants to talk about. Joe Biden would challenge and say Democrats could do better because this is their policy. A rebuttal from the president. We move on to the next question. Many of you would love to see that. Those days are over. They don't exist. They didn't exist when they were happening with George Bush and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. They don't exist. Your perfect world does not exist that way. The problem is you have the president who's not a politician who comes in and wants to tell the American people what's going on. And all the years that he's been dealing with a Russian collusion hoax where the news is breaking by the minute of how the Clintons were involved in it. I mean, just the latest information that we got from yesterday. Russia believed Clinton was planning anti-Trump collusion campaign in 2016, and the U.S. officials knew it. Not only were Russian officials aware of Hillary Clinton's campaign plan to accuse Donald Trump of being a Russian asset, top U.S. intelligence authorities knew of Russia's knowledge of Clinton's plans. This is from the John Ratcliffe, the DNI director, disclosing yesterday. They knew all about this. It's all coming out. So we're supposed to now take those same people who want to destroy the republic, who want to destroy the Constitution, go after a constitutionally voted for president of the United States. And we're supposed to give them time to speak about whatever narrative that they want, not challenged at all, and have a debate moderator say, no, we can't do that, moving on. No, I think those times have changed. The challenges are out there. And look, I get it. I would love to have that perfect world as well. I would love for it to be that way, but times have changed. And it's tough for some people to realize, and I get it. But man, until we have a left in this country that's willing to debate on the issues, that's willing to say, hey, here's why the Green New Deal is a great thing and you need to vote on it, and here are the facts to show why it's a great deal. As opposed to try to tell everybody that it's great and everything you see here is nothing to see here about the way it would destroy the economy. Moving on. Sorry, can't do that. Issues of COVID, the president killed Americans. It's his fault that people died. Excuse me, we don't get to question that? What are you talking about? Little common sense? No, you don't get that. All right, well, there will be a lot more of this tomorrow, a lot more phone calls throughout the morning. With the programming here, we'll be talking about the debate as well, so we'll continue on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. A reminder, text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. Would love for you to be part of our Zoom Pledge of Allegiance each and every day, Friday, after the show at 9 a.m. And we'll send you the link so you could be a part of it. We got an exciting Friday lined up. Let's find out what's happening with the rest of the forecast with Week News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
For your Tuesday, keep the umbrella